And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another exciting session of Like Clockwork. It is Sunday night. That's what we do on Sunday nights. Tonight we have everybody here. Sin is having some sort of camera-esque issue or something to that effect, and so we will be looking upon Lex's fabulous form. But other than that, let's quickly go around the horn to see what, if anything, is exciting in the world of the world. And we will start with Sin. What's up?
Howdy. I am somewhat sick, getting over the whole internal tummy issues. But for the next 3 weeks, I am playing a fun little elf for 5% chance for Christmas, saving Santa, possibly. Other than that, I just get to play Sunday nights in a really awesome, fun game.
Woohoo! Woo-hoo! And next on the roster, as we go in our counterclockwise direction, we have Joey.
Hi, Danny.
Hi. It's hard to see the stars on your head sometimes, but
They're there, don't worry.
I know they're there.
So Joey's not doing much. Joey just chills, plays games with friends. Sunday night he does a pretty cool stream. I've heard good things about it. Something about clocks. And other than that, not much. Nothing to report.
Nothing to report.
Mm-hmm.
So, continuing on to Elizabeth, what's going on with you?
Not much. I'm here every Sunday. I'm at ESP D&D every other Monday, playing in Rise of the Centaurum Stormwatch. I am also running the Learn to Play one-shot this month, which is this Wednesday. I believe we still have space and we have pre-made characters. So if you want to join our Discord and come join us on Monday, I will be running that one-shot, and you can learn how to play D&D or just get a refresher course. But other than that, that's about it.
We should promote the shit out of that.
That sounds like a good time.
In time to beat the teenagers at D&D that think they're too cool. Just in time to show them who's boss.
I don't know that there's any D&D teenagers that think they are too cool, but I will say that a lot of the D&D teenagers I've seen in places where D&D teenagers are seen seem pretty cool to me. So, yeah, that. Speaking of all that's cool, John.
I mean, I don't know if I would say I'm all that's cool, but I'm all that's lovely and fair. So everything I've got going on here at the end, coming up in the mid-December, I'm very excited about. I was the head elf for the Remulturnus Secret Santa. So if you were listening to this and you are in the Secret Santa, please remember to mail your gift soon if you have not already done so, because the time is nigh. Whatever gift giving you've been doing, please do it. And if you want to get involved with something like a Secret Santa gift exchange, come and join us in the Discord. It's too late to do it now, but you could do it next year. We don't bite. We're really cool here in the Discord. And then everything else I'm doing, if you recognize my voice from the Alternia Archives, I am playing in the current Alternia Archives game, Twas, which also, we are also saving Santa. We are definitely saving Santa, though. He was definitely kidnapped by Krampus at the beginning of the story. I am playing Sweet Angie, the Christmas Tree Angel, which is based on the Andrew Sisters song, very famous from like 1920s. And I am a 1994 commemorative QVC, non-religious, non-denominational tree topper. I'm beautiful with blonde curls, which is just how I see myself in real life. And then after Twas finishes, if you've been paying attention to the Remulturnus Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts, we've been releasing some interviews from Becoming Mighty and Morphin, which is going to be the Power Rangers TTRPG that's going to be having a 13-episode run on the Alternia Archives. So the Alternia Archives are great. This is my first time jamming. And I'm very excited to have gotten to sit down with the players and put out some interviews for everybody to watch. You will recognize Isabeth. She plays Jane in that upcoming stream, the very fabulous Red Ranger. And what's great is that she didn't know she was going to be the Red Ranger until the first episode happened. So it's actually a legit kind of surprise for all. Not now, because I'm telling you, but you can still listen into the pilot and see what happens when she finds out she's the Red Ranger. But yeah, so come and look at the Alternative Archives wherever your fine podcasts are sold. The Alternative Archives is really about exposing everyone to game systems we don't normally see, like we've done All Solaris, we've done Powered by the Apocalypse. Brutal Crit Wrestling was done with the Wrestling RPG, if you go back. So yeah, the Alternative Archives. They're alternative. They're archives. They're podcasts. Come listen in.
I just want to say that's how I envision you as well, John.
Thank you.
All right. So visiting us tonight, we thought she would not be here, but she is. Alex, hello.
Hey, I made the mistake of going in person for shopping because I was like, oh, this might not get here in time. I'll just go in store. Big mistake, let me tell you. Nope, not doing that again. While in the store, I placed an online order and noped out.
Was it for the store you were in?
Yeah. Well, technically,
Like you were in
no, it
the
was the
store
same
and went to the
thing, but
website.
yeah,
Okay.
it's very painful. Also, I found out I have the same fashion sense as European men.
Oh.
I'm all right with that. That's cool. It also fits me. Which I don't know what says more about my stature or their stature, but it fit, and I'm very happy with this new development in my life.
There you go. You could do a lot worse than European men.
Yeah, I'm good with this.
All right. With that, we will see what Sarah's got for us. Sarah, hi.
Hi. What don't I have? Shadowcasters Network is the theme of the month, and I believe this week is the first week of new episodes dropping, right, Elizabeth?
The 13th. Hold on. Let me make sure.
Elizabeth is the one in charge of this, so she's my expert.
Yes, the first episode will drop Tuesday the 13th at 10 a.m. Central. And then that will be Chicago.
Yep, that'll be Shadowrun 5th edition Chicago missions, all the way back with season, what was it, 5 that we started with, Danny?
We're starting, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So season 5 of missions is the start of the Chicago art and missions, which is why we're starting with season 5 and not season 1. Danny was the GM. I was in that one briefly. But you can catch up on those episodes dropping every week on Tuesday mornings. And then the ultimate goal is that game is still happening. They're in season 7, I believe, is just wrapping. And that plays on Tuesday nights here on Twitch on this channel, but that will slowly be transitioning to the Shadowcasters Network YouTube anyway as the premier Shadowrun jam on the interwebs. So this week is the Shadowrun 5th edition Chicago missions. And then every week from here on out until the first week of January, we're dropping new shows throughout the week as well until January 7th, which is our big premiere of the live stream of the Arcology podcast, which is the first time it'll be on video, and the premiere of the Neo-Anarchist vidcast, which is the Neo-Anarchist podcast old episodes, but recorded now so you can see Opti in person. And both of those are big things. They're really popular, famous Shadowrun content shows, so you should check it out. The YouTube is oh gosh, I can do it. youtube.com/ I don't remember if there's something before it, but it's at Shadowcasters Network. I think that's it. But I will drop it in the chat just in case, and you should follow over there. That's going to be my big topic for this week.
Sounds great.
Oh, wait, one more, Sarah. because this dropped on Patreon, but it also should soon be dropping this week for everybody else. We are starting to plan the streamathon, and so there's going to be an interest form going out. And so if you want to be in the streamathon as a player, as a GM, as a co-GM, we're introducing something for if you like don't want to do it alone. There's that as a vendor for the giveaways or is doing something else. Lots of structure going to this, but be on the lookout for that form if you're in the Discord or if you're on Patreon. You
And
have that form already.
It's just a right now it's just interest of where you fall if you are interested in being a GM, a player, a donor, because we do giveaways and stuff like that. But the streamathon is not until the end of April, so it's not like, hey, commit to this now and play next week. It's a while out. So
Sounds great. Yeah, and before we get started, so Sunday nights I'm here. Tuesday nights I am on Denial, Dungeons and Denial, where I get to play in a Dungeons and Dragons game. That's a great time. And right now I am running an Alien RPG. We're doing the Colonial Marines module, and I found a bunch of current or former military service members to play all the characters in that. And so that is a good time. All of them are on TikTok as well, where you can find me as Coddlesworth. And with all that done and said and stated and uttered with the words that came from my mouth, we're going to get into this game because it's about that time. Hello, everybody. And when we last left off, we actually got a little bit ahead of ourselves because we went back to the hotel and there were some discussions. Some people decided to get a little bit of rest, and in the course of their rest, saw different things. And sorry, someone mentioned that we might have been echoing, but I don't know if that's okay. It is fixed. All right, and but 2 weeks ago we left off with, of course, Panabon and Drew doing a little bit of B&E, if you will, into the Anshotor Diplomat's Manor here in the city. And while they were mucking about indoors, trying to learn what they could of the fighter, the lady Helen Uskun, to maybe learn what her deal was.
Also, nothing really makes an evening until you've broken into a mansion and nearly been thrown into jail. I've only done it like 3 times now, but each time is just more exciting than the last. You know,
it's definitely led to amazing things each time. And so with that, though, we left off. They were in perhaps a library of sorts, and just as Panabon was turning, somebody pressed up against them, clapped their hand over their mouth, and uttered, "Shh. Listen, And that's where we begin. Panabon, somebody has assaulted you, maybe? But you were pinned against the bookcase.
Yeah, but like they didn't put something like they didn't stab me with anything right away, so that's very considerate of them.
You are not stabbed. Absolutely not.
Oh, that's nice. See, the people of this city just know how to treat a person. Well, they're not an assassin. They might be a thief. I don't know if they have a thieving guild, but this is a wacky country, so who knows what's going on here. I raise up a hand and make like that zipping motion that you do, but like I do it in front of their like hand. Like I understand. I won't say anything.
Okay. They release, and as they step back, you see that they are taller than you, of course. You're a gnome, but not very tall, maybe just over 5 feet. There is something in their eyes that seems to be glowing with an inner red light. And even in the dark, with your dark vision, it is dark enough in here away from the outside lights that it's really hard to see, but you can make out, you think this is the lady of the manor, or if not the lady of the manor, the person you are looking into.
Neat. I'm going to wave and say hello. And I'm not going to whisper, but let's pretend that I'm whispering.
Drew,
Yes.
you can kind of make out some of this is going on. You have your hooded lantern.
We're going to have to
As-
get you night vision for the next time we break and enter.
As you swing it around, you can see the Lady Helen Uskun standing in front of Panabon, kind of a little bit bent. Panabon appears to be waving.
Does it look like Panabon is waving in distress of some kind? Or can I
looks like waving hello.
Okay.
The woman looks over at you and hisses, "Got that light."
I do.
And as that happens, just before the light goes out, you could kind of see her kind of cock her head like she's listening for something. Both of you make perception checks.
That's pretty good for me.
All right. Panabon, you don't really hear anything. It's very quiet. It's intensely quiet. But Drew, you think you hear somewhere upstairs, maybe a couple of rooms over, the telltale squeaking of a door open, and then like the creak of a footstep that stops itself, like just as the creak starts. Someone who is trying to be aware of the noise that they're making.
I don't say anything, but I just keep trying to listen to see if I can tell where that person upstairs is going.
The woman in front of you, Panabon, says, "It appears 2 groups have come to see me tonight. See, one of them, I know what they're looking for, and that bores me. But you're intriguing. You're with the Dragonborn.
Can I talk now?
Shh, quietly.
I am intriguing. I yes. I'm going to do this in regular volume. Just pretend I'm whispering. I think I might have an answer for what's happening up north.
That makes you doubly interesting. Um.
Are they bad people? I can stab them.
Ooh. Bad is quite a subjective term. In this case, bad. I would call them bad. I think they've murdered my friends, which is unfortunate. I'll have to make new ones. That's not easy to do.
No.
I don't want to leave a mess in the house. So my preference is to leave.
You have a shed.
We do have a shed. I'm hoping to go a little further than that. And I do need to check on the guards. I have a bad feeling about them. Well, about what happened to them. Would you accompany?
Sounds like fun.
With that, she opens a door leading to what appears to be maybe a dining room of some sort. You think it's got a long table in it, like a dining room sort of table. Normally at a dining room table, the head of the table is where like the biggest chair is, but this time, in this particular case, the biggest chair is not at the head of the table, but rather in the middle of one of the sides. She turns back and looks at Drew for a moment. Only the barest amount of light that you need to follow. Let's go.
I just kind of nod and try to turn the lantern up just enough so that I can see.
All right. So it's enough for you to see where you're going. As you enter into this next room, go ahead once again and give me perception checks.
Ouch.
Nothing. She continues to lead, bringing you into maybe a waiting room of some sort. You can see a lot better here, Drew. There are lights outside, and so you're actually able to just cut the lamp completely.
Okay, I turn it off.
And as she steps kind of out into the foyer, looking towards there's the fountain in the middle. Give me once again perception checks.
Is there supposed to be a map on Fantasy Grounds? Because if there is, I'm not seeing.
Yes, go ahead on your character and double click your token, and that will open up the map to where you're at.
Thank you.
Yep.
There we are.
All right. As you step out into the area, you can hear there's the movement. Again, this is for Drew. You hear the movement in the house kind of also moving to the front. And this door here opens. So I'll give you a little arrow to the door. And somebody steps out.
I will.
Go ahead.
This is the worst idea I've probably had in a while, but I have a dagger and a bracer that flies through the air. Um, though I am a guest in this breaking and entering, and they did say they wanted to go out, so can I do my dagger not so it goes wide, but it's more like a warning shot?
Yes, you just want to shoot the dagger like over their head or something, forcing them to kind of duck back in.
Uh, yeah, just to let them know that something is going on.
Okay. Yeah, so what I'm understanding is you are going to fire a dagger at this person who stepped out on the second floor, but not to hit them, but just to let them know that you are capable of making daggers happen.
Yes, because I am a guest and I have been informed by the lady of the house they do not wish for blood to be spilt on the grounds. I'm being a good guest.
Wow. Where's this Panabon the whole time?
She might be
All
a
right.
vampire. I'm trying to be nice, okay? She might be a vampire or whatever a vampire in this world.
So that individual ducks back and then cries out, "Stop them!" And we are going to go into some initiative here. There are two people. These two people are not on the ground. They are up on the mezzanine, looking down, just so you know. Drew, you are aware that there's at least one person somewhere in the house moving in your direction.
Okay. In addition to these three.
In addition to these three.
Okay.
There I am.
Okay. Lady Uskun looks up and says, it would have been better for you if we had been able to get away. And she is going to move up the stairs, which she does very quickly. And as she does so, she draws her hand back. She has no weapon. She has a rapier belted at her side. But as she rears her hand back, you see like the shadows seem to coalesce over her forearm until she's got what appears to be a very large sort of claw gauntlet that is made from shadow, maybe. That's what it's looking like. This does nothing to temper your concerns, Panabon, that
Not
that Lady Uskun is
That's not
exactly.
something you get in a room with the body in a sarcophagus. Definitely not something that historically has happened with bad people. Not in any way, shape, or form.
Right, I'm sure it will be fine. Oops. And so she attacks, and then as she's doing that, her other arm rears back in the same thing as she kind of does a double clawing attack. The second one misses as they duck down. From the balcony, one of the hunters looks down at you, Panabon, and attempts to shoot you with a little crossbow that they have.
Ooh.
Oof. And it tags you. You are tagged by a little bolt. Just nicks kind of across your arm, enough to get your attention and say, hey, people are up here.
Very annoyed.
All right. The individual that is being attacked by Lady Uskund turns and draws a pistol, pointing it not at actually no, we're not going to do the pistol just yet. They are going to they draw a sword and attack Lady Uskun in front of them. Similar to how she did in the fighting ring with Perunia earlier, she just kind of like is able to nimbly duck out of the way of each of those attacks. Drew, what would you like to do?
I was just trying to figure that out. All right, I am gonna see if I can remember how to do this. I want to attack one of the people on the mezzanine. How do I know I can I is it like control click to target them, their token?
Yes, you can control click on their token, and that should set them to be targeted. Excellent. And something about that muted you.
I forgot to press the daggone button. I want to cast Dissonant Whispers on them.
Okay, that sounds like a lovely plan.
Not for them.
They have failed their saving throw for Dissonant Whispers.
Wonderful. I am gonna do that. So they just kind of hear me humming a melody in their ear, and they take 10 psychic damage.
Excellent. And they must use their reaction to turn and run from you.
Wonderful.
All right. So they do. They turn and run back into the building. This is 2, 3. And okay. Do you want to move at all?
I think I'm happy right where I am for right now.
Sounds good. All right. Panabon, you're up.
I see the door across the hall, or is it too far away to see that?
You can see the door that's across the hall, so you're looking at everything from the first floor. So just keep in mind that the guys are up.
Is the door on the first floor or second floor?
First floor.
Okay. Did both the bounty hunters go in, or just the one?
Just the one ran inside on the second floor. He looked like he was really concerned about something.
Does the mezzanine over here, is this like a balcony mezzanine? So like there's like coverage under it?
Yes, you could go under them.
All right. That's what I want to do, and then I'm going to split off into myself once I'm there.
Okay, so you run there. You are underneath the thing. And then you are going to split into your veil. So the second Panabon, as you switch masks, the one with the old mask, the mask you were wearing, splits off. And in doing so, there you go.
Oh, I think this is the first time Drew's probably seen Cochrane too.
I think
In
so.
this manner, yeah. So as a bonus action, you can direct it to attack or dash somewhere.
Well, It can't hold anything though, right? So I couldn't
It-
actually have it.
It can't carry anything. It can attack with the illusory version of your blade. It can't do a ranged attack though.
Yes, but I'm under the balcony now, so I can't actually. Um, this is gonna be weird. Can I have my veil? Does my veil have any of my stuff with it? It's just me. It doesn't have anything.
Yeah, it just has illusions of your stuff, so it can't really use it.
I want my veil to stand in front of that door, in case someone comes through.
So like that.
Yes, that's like
Okay.
that.
All right. So it does so. Okay.
Yep.
And just a reminder, it will last for 3 rounds. All right. Drew, you hear behind you the snapping of a crossbow string. Oof. Ugh. And it slams the bolt into the door jamb, into the frame of the door that you're standing in.
If I turn to look, do I see the person?
It's really dark in there, but you can hear them, so you can get a fairly strong sense of where they're at. So if you look there, you should be able to see where they are behind you.
Okay.
All right, back up to the top. Lady Uskun turns, hops down from the rail, spins, and points at the fellow up on the stairs. And ugh. And he just kind of winces a little bit as if something is slammed into him, but doesn't do much more than that. This fellow hops down from the balcony onto the ground. Let's see if there it goes.
Do I get to stab him in the back?
He lands on his feet and stands up, looking at the two of you. On an even, he's going to attack the actual Panabon. He's a little confused, so he swings at the Pakrin. With a rapier. So he skewers Pakrin right through what would be the heart. But that's a Pakrin, not a Panabon. Wow.
I know, but it's still sad.
Yes.
Another
But also
little
that
light
nat
in the
20,
world.
that nat 20 didn't hit you.
Yes, which I'm also grateful for. I've already died once. I've already died once this game. Once is enough for any gnome.
All right, and then he, frowning, he spins the rapier and turns it on you and sticks you for Another 11 points of damage total. Not a good time.
No, you're right. I'm not having a good time.
The person on the stairs now pulls out the pistol. You won't escape that easily, witch. And fires. Instead of an arrow, and instead of pointing it right at Lady Uskun,
For Pete's sake.
he points
Don't
it
be
between.
racist.
He points it between Drew and the lady, firing at the ground. Between. It explodes in a flash of electrical crackling energy. Maybe being in the doorway a little bit, you're able to kind of like shield yourself from the brunt of it for Drew. It seems to hit Lady Uskun full on, but she doesn't seem to be super affected by it. Drew, what would you like to do?
I want. What do I want to do? How low is Panabon's health?
Panabon looks like they've taken a couple of decent strikes, but they're still very much in the fight.
Okay. I'm gonna attack that bounty hunter number 3. I'm gonna do Dissonant Whispers again, I think.
Okay.
Oh, did I not target him this time?
You didn't, but a 7, 8, yeah, he fails. So go ahead and roll the damage on that.
So again, he
Okay.
just hears a melody. As a bonus action, I want to cast Bardic Inspiration on Panabon.
Okay. You have a Bardic Inspiration. When you need to, you can add a D8. Is it D8? D8 to a roll before I tell you if it's a success or not. So, there we go. Cool. And then this fellow is going to turn tail and run. Panabon, would you like to make an attack of opportunity on this fellow as they leave?
I want to make as many attacks opportunity as I can. I just want to stab them right in their face hole.
We'll go ahead and make that attack.
I'm going to reroll that.
Okay. You are going to re-roll that. This re-roll for Panabon, you do not have a re-roll available.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, I was angry, so I missed. I'm annoyed. I'm not even going to say anything clever. I'm just going to be annoyed.
Yes. All right. They open the door and run inside a little bit. Okay. On your turn, what would you like to do?
I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration. I think the unidentified creature is probably within range of my ranged dagger, I would think.
Yes. Would you like to move a little bit and take your bonus action to hide?
I don't know where I would hide at, though.
So the steps lead up, so like you could like duck under here and you would be out of their field of view, or you could duck into this doorway right here and then step back out, as long as you break field of vision.
Oh, I didn't realize that like my brain wasn't seeing things. Okay, so I'm gonna go right under the stairs here then. I'd love that. It's a good journey. Good journey for me.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Give you all the stealth check I got.
Ooh, I think you beat the 7.
I'd hope so. Something has to go right.
All right, so before you use that bardic inspiration, what you're going to do is you're going to roll your attack roll with advantage. So make sure you click the advantage button and then roll to attack.
Roll to it.
Oh,
It doesn't-
I remember why we don't do this. So you've hit. You don't need to make use of that.
Okay.
So go ahead and add your sneak attack damage to this.
Oh, I love sneak attack.
Yeah, it's a thing.
See
It's
if I
a thing
remember
that
how
you
to do
do.
that. Where is my sneak attack? Where are you? There you are. Everything is different here now. They've changed all the symbols around. There you are.
Excellent. And now make the damage roll.
Make things so much harder than they need to be.
All right. Well, you tag that individual. He grunts and takes a step back, not completely, but is a little bit takes a little bit of cover inside, and the fellow who ran in the first place reappears at the top of the steps, looks down, sees Drew, and is going to attempt to attack you. And it is not a good night for bounty hunters, apparently. The one inside the house is running up on you, and manages to tag you with the hand crossbow that he is carrying. Pretty good, actually.
Ow.
Yes. Seeing how everything is going, she points up the stairs at the individual, and utters these words in a sibilant hiss that kind of chill you to the bone. Just this, and the ground in front of, it seems like the ground all around, in front of, underneath this individual sort of erupts up as like these black shadow form tentacles start grabbing at him and like tugging and pulling.
Great. Not gonna dream about that at all. This is all fine.
All right. This fellow runs back out, and seeing that, skips you, Panabon, for what appears to them to be the greater threat. You're only little.
Not incorrect, but also if they don't see me and they pass by me, do I get an attack of opportunity?
No, because they don't leave your space. So if they had kept running, then that would have been the case. One of the rapiers strike Lady Uskun. Oops, that's not what I meant to roll. I meant to roll damage. But only just barely. And she seems to shrug it off for the most part. As the fellow up the stairs, in trying to get away from whatever this is that has risen up from the ground, All right, yeah, he manages to pull away from the dark tentacle things that are up there. And mutters something under his breath. He looks frustrated about something, but then points his pistol again at Lady Uskun. But she manages to duck out of the way of that. It looks like we're back to you, Drew.
All right, so I am gonna go after this guy that just shot me with a crossbow.
I don't take that from anybody.
I want to cast Crown of Madness on him.
Okay.
Did that? Whoa, what did I do?
So you ended up giving him an inspiration. Go ahead and just re-roll that. Oh, and you're targeting yourself. Hold on a second.
Please do not give yourself whatever a crown of madness is.
Okay. Go for it. Success. But as you do this, his eyes widen and he cries out, "Sorcery!" And it seems he is even more ready and determined than he was before to do a murder on you.
It's like being in. It's
Wonderful.
like being back in freaking Palacune.
Panabon, what would you like to do?
All right. Hmm. So, if I could attack the person right there, I'd give away my position to 8. If I attack the unidentified creature,
Oh, your position is given away when you attack. You would have to hide again.
okay. Let's take care of Bounty Hunter 3. They're right there.
They are right
Angry.
there.
I'm just gonna stab the person next to me. That's what I
Go
do when
for
I'm
it.
angry.
I mean, the easiest targets are the ones that are right there for you to stab.
True.
You can
That's
make
neat.
you make this with sneak attack. Yes.
Hey, I'm a fan of that.
Okay. You stab him very deeply in the kidney, and he kind of staggers a bit underneath that.
That's right.
And number 8 runs up to you,
Of course.
jumping down from the banister above. So real quick,
I hope you trip and break your ankle.
it's possible. He does not trip and break his ankle. However, he does.
Ew.
It does take up his action to do that, so he only runs up to you. He doesn't attack. And with that, the guard that was the fellow, not the guard, the bounty hunter that you tried to ensorcel, Drew, is now in hand-to-hand combat with you with their rapier. The first stab misses. The second one manages to catch in under your guard. Lady Uskun
Not
turns
ideal.
her attention to the bounty hunter that you stabbed, hoping that the momentary distraction is enough to oof. She does not quite put him down. but he is not doing good at all. He actually kind of takes a knee under her onslaught and looks very much like he'll topple easily. So he will use his action to disengage and move away to this corner. All right. Firing again with the pistol, but this time he says a few words with it. Oh. That is going to miss. However, that bullet hits the floor and again explodes in a crackle of energy, dealing a little bit of damage to you, as well as to Lady Uskun herself. He curses and throws the pistol down at that, putting us back again to Drew.
I am gonna. Can I pull my rapier out and stab that guy?
100%, you can pull your rapier out and stab.
Please don't die. I have 100% success rate of people not dying with me breaking and entering. I don't want to change that today.
I miss.
That is an unsuccessful stab. Did you have a inspiration on yourself or no?
I have no idea. I don't think so. I accidentally clicked that. I just wanted to Panabon.
Okie doke. Anything with
That
the
would be
bonus
the
action?
time to take it back. As much as I love inspiration, please do take it back and save yourself.
Die Hours. You could re-roll with one of your copper advantages.
Do I have one?
You have 3.
Oh, then yes, I would like to re-roll that, please.
This re-roll, courtesy of Cartherium.
Oh, thank you.
Panabon, you have another gold. So, Panabon, you have 4 nat 20s banked up, just so you know.
I hit him this time.
Oh, great.
You do hit this time.
Can I also use my psychic blades to add extra damage onto that, or no?
That is how that works.
Yes. How do I roll the psychic blades?
You do that first, and then you roll the damage.
Okay, I think
So
I
let
did
me
that
give him back. Let me give him back some health. Actually, roll the damage, and I will reapply any additional as needed. So go ahead and roll.
Roll the 1d8 plus 3, or okay.
Yep. Okay, so I will give him back 6. That was the roll here. As you strike him with that, it is very obvious that this the blade, the damage is like to his mind as well, and his eyes widen, and he staggers back a little bit, looking kind of past you up the stairs at the individual that is apparently leading them. He kind of tries to call out, but what comes out instead is just kind of a little bit of a cry, like it's just a high-pitched mule, as his brain is just trying to like reorient itself to what's going on. Panabon,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
I have had absolutely enough of this nonsense. I don't like fighting in the open. This is just not the way this was supposed to go. I'm so angry. I want to stab Bounty Hunter 8.
Okay.
That's so hard.
Alternately, you could shoot a dagger at Bounty Hunter 3. I'm not.
I figure if I hit Bounty Hunter 8, the plan is to then use Bounty Hunter 8's body and shield. So, like if Bounty Honey 3 gets sassy, like I have like a body that can shield me from damage.
Okay.
It's my plan. Didn't say it's a
Give
good
us-
plan, but it is a plan.
Give us the roll. No, your plan is your plan. I like your plan. We'll see
Right,
if your
that
plan
would-
works. You do hit with your plan. And wait, this is Bounty Hunter 8, not 3. They both have the same AC, so you still hit. Go ahead and make that damage roll.
Okay, not sneak attack. I'm assuming it's not sneaky.
There's no sneak attack on this one. Yeah, you cut him.
Okay. It's better when I sneak.
All right, so Bounty Hunter 8 scowls at you and attacks you once. The person at the top of the stairs yells out, "No one cares about them, you fool. Kill Lady Uskun." And so he takes a step here. Unfortunately, that is not out of your threat range. He did hit you with that rapier strike, but then he turns his attention away from you to Lady Uskun. The dagger hits, and it should be a more dire wound than it is, but it appears to not affect her as much as the fellow fighting you, Drew, comes in twice with that rapier. Tagging you both times. All right. Why do I feel like she's missing stuff? Because she is. All right. Lady Uskun points one of her like heavily clawed hands at Bounty Hunter 3, and the other one up at the man in that is up on the stairs. Bolts of like dark shadow energy just shoot out from both of her hands. Let's see if she hits. She hits both of them. The bounty hunter at the corner, the shadows start to wrap around him and just kind of drag him down to the ground. He looks like he's screaming, but you can't hear anything. The man at the top gets hit, but manages to sort of duck back a little bit deeper. This fellow is dead. Yeah, he steps inside. And Drew, what would you like to do with your turn?
I know what I should do, but I don't know if I want to do that. I'm gonna do the smart thing and cast Cure Wounds on myself. If I can do
Okay.
that.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good idea because I can't cast Cure Wounds. There's no wound curing with me, so that's what we had Aegis for.
Okay.
And that's all I can do.
All right. It looks like you double pressed.
Oh, did I? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. How do I fix that?
But it only did the one. Oh, you healed the bounty hunter. You didn't double press. You also healed the bounty hunter.
Oh, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you didn't. We'll give him that damage back.
With cure wounds, would you be able to move? I don't actually know as a.
You can if you wanted to move. You would just attract an attack of opportunity, as with any move.
I'm just gonna stay. I don't want an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Panabon.
Hi. I'm going to use a nat 20 to bounty hunter 8 because I'm tired of this. This is nonsense, and now I'm angry.
Okay, a nat 20 to bounty hunter number 8. So we're going to skip the attack roll. And what you're going to do is apply so in the upper right corner of the screen, there's a plus and minus button.
There you are.
You're going to click that, and where it says damage, you're going to click critical.
Okay.
And then you're going to add your sneak attack because you are flanked with Lady Uskun.
Do I do that in the modifier, or do I then?
No, you do that. You do that in your character sheet, like always.
All right.
And now you're going to make a damage roll with your dagger.
Hey.
That's a lot of damage.
So that dagger goes in, and then you just rip it up, and actually like cutting through rib bones, and pull the dagger out, and that guy falls to the ground. He is.
Yeah, Milfroon sends his regards. Regards from Milfroon. Take it up with the Inquisition.
All right. So he doesn't get a turn. The one facing you yells out, and you see he wants to get past you to his friend, but he can't, and so he instead just, like with rage, is hacking at you, Drew. The first one hitting, but he overbalances and is not able to hit you with the second strike. Lady Uskun looks at you, Panabon, having just done that.
That was ironic. I don't actually believe in Milfroon. That's ironic.
She's got this like her weird grin is just there. It's kind of like curled up on one side. Make a perception check.
Make a perception check. I really got to get more wisdom. That's really my downfall here. That's not too bad.
Yeah. So as you look like at her grin, you can see that she's got her teeth, like, so the vampire teeth that you like expect to see for vampire stuff, but then like it's all of them from their back seem to be like more sharp, more like canine, feral like, but also on the bottom side. So both the top and bottom, she does seem to have sharper teeth. Just a little bit though. It's not like super pronounced.
Yeah,
She
that's fine. That's great. Good times.
She turns and points at Bounty Hunter 12. And once again, 1 and 2. The shadow tendrils like shoot past out, and they both go around Drew. One of them strikes the bounty hunter. The other one does not. It just kind of fades into the distance. And she says, "We should go." Drew, what would you like to do on your turn?
I want to stab him
Okay. Would you like to use a bonus action to give yourself inspiration?
Yes.
Okay. So roll to stab him. Okay. Roll a d8.
Did that not roll?
I did not see it. Okay. That will hit.
Oh, good. I am also going to do Psychic Blades again.
Yep. Go for it. Okay, so you stab him, and as you do so, you see his eyes kind of roll back in his head, and then he just kind of slumps forward uh, onto the ground. Lady Uskun turns and says, their leader is going to come back with more. We should go. And walks with purpose towards the front gate.
Drew looks at Panabon and then follows her.
Yes. So first I say, sorry about the blood on the floor. Apologies for that. Is the front gate safe to go out of?
We'll see. As you reach the gate, you do notice that there's a guard there that is slumped down on the ground. There's a pool of blood kind of leaving from him. She pushes the gate open, just kind of peers out into the street, and then says, looks clear, we go. And then she just steps out into the street and starts walking again with purpose.
Great. I will also be walking with purpose.
Same.
All right. So you follow her out into the street, and we are going to take a 10-minute break and see what she might have to say when we get back.
Thank you.
And so the three of them head off into the night. You travel probably about 10, 15, 20 minutes. During this time, you don't notice anyone following you. However, I will take, that is with your passive perceptions, I will ask you to make perception checks at this point.
I perceive nothing.
You are 100% sure that nobody is following.
Means I'm probably wrong, but I'm 100% sure, which I'm okay with.
Okay. So after a moment, Lady Uskun kind of slows down, ducks kind of into a side alley and peers out. I don't think they're following us. 3 down. I don't think they have much more stomach for the fight tonight. So, with the boring part out of the way, where are we headed?
I don't know the city as well as I'd like. A discreet tavern is always useful. I don't think that cat cafe where the mafia tried to bully me is open, probably.
Oh, that's quite a distance, but we could take the Sky Train. It is late, though. Might they be closed?
Don't know.
Is anything open right now? Any taverns or anything where we could go and sit?
This is not a city known for its raucous nightlife. You're staying at the Visitors Hotel.
Yes, lovely place.
Seems as good a place as any to sit. I'm sure their lobby is open.
Yes. Though they do leave random fruit in front of people's doors. A little weird.
I doubt
Wouldn't
it's
stay
random.
there. Wouldn't stay there if you don't want fruit in front of your door.
Mm. Very good. And with that, she again leads off towards the direction of the hotel. As you move, so there's more to you than simple managers or hangers on of the Dragonborn. Zane, was it?
Yes. Zane.
I see. That is a Dragonborn bracer.
Yes.
And you are a witch, apparently.
Apparently. Who knew?
That's what they called me.
Mm. They have a tendency to overreact to things they don't understand.
I'm just a simple performer that has hooked up with this group. That's all. That's all anybody needs to know.
I wouldn't call you a simple performer. That's
Well,
not giving yourself enough credit.
thank you,
Yeah.
Panabon. He's my they're my biggest fan.
It's good to have people that believe in you. You arrive at the hotel, and in the light, you've noticed as you were traveling that that reddish gleam that you thought you saw in her eyes, that has completely faded away. And in the light, as you try to get a better look at her teeth as she talks, you don't notice that sort of feral sharpness that you saw before. And she kind of slumps down into a chair, looking actually tired for a moment. I suppose I'll have to get a room here tonight.
Is there like a not a lobby kitchen? I know there's like a bar in the lobby. Is there a place I can order some tea from or something?
Yeah, you can. They're open all night long. Their bar, and then they'll serve a tea.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that with my own money because I'm a grown up.
You do so, and when you return a few moments later with the tea, she leans forward. Oh, well, that's pleasant. I appreciate it. So, I would like to inquire as to what brought you to the manor this evening.
Yes. Unless Drew, would you like me to start, or how would you like to do this?
You can go ahead and start. You tell better stories than I do.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay, well, so don't be mad. I was looking for hidden rooms with dead people in them. But don't be mad about that. I do that with every place I go because, like, historically, that's what I found in every manor house. So, like, that's just like a normal manor house thing for me.
Unfortunately, I imagine there are rooms with dead people in them. Not secret ones, though.
Yeah, if they would stay dead, it's them not staying dead that has started to become the problem.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so, like, you know how people die and they don't come back to life?
That is the
Like,
normal nature of things.
yeah, that's not happening anymore. People are coming back to life all over the continent now, which is terrifying. And what's more terrifying is that there are people in manors helping that process along for their own nefarious purposes. And yeah, so that has been disconcerting, to say the least.
And so, out of curiosity, you delve into manners in the dark of the night to seek out the nefarious deeds of the Walking Dead.
I mean, technically they seek me out, but yeah, that sounds accurate. Doesn't really paint me in a good light, though.
Why would they seek you out?
Well, there are bad people in the world, and the bad people of the world don't like zesty people of the world, and so like when there's someone zesty just living their best life, they tend to get mad about it, you know? Um, Also, there's like powers and like gods that are apparently real, and it's like a whole thing.
She considers you for a moment. Make an insight check. You can both make it. Drew, you do not notice.
I don't know nothing.
Lady Uskun does seem to sit a little straighter at the mention of gods. I see. So, for reasons that you are speaking around circuitously, those who have truck with the dead are after you.
Yes. And I think it's very possible, though I don't know exactly how, but I think the things that have afflicted you that I've heard rumors of in the city could very well be connected, because they all seem to be connected, which is unusual. Nothing seems to happen without reason. And so like that was part of breaking in, was to was to see if you had a room with a body in a sarcophagus, but also to be like, hey, maybe things are connected, kind of thing.
So if I say to you the name Artaris, what does that mean to you?
First off, I'd say a not polite word that you probably shouldn't say in a hotel lobby. But then I'd also say bad person, just in the polite.
It would be unfortunate if he was a friend.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends. I don't know. I can't imagine someone being his friend, actually. Drew, can you imagine someone being his friend? Like, no, wait, that's not true. Old Flemmy Boy is his friend. So he has one, and Flemmy is worse.
Old Flemmy Boy.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Gesu, the High Mucky Muck priest of Pelicune.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's not great. It's not great. Too much power. People with power.
Did you know that Artaris was here a few weeks ago?
After I heard about the attack on the School of Divinity, I put some context clues together, and then I didn't sleep for like 2 days. So yeah, not great.
I see.
I also know where he was before this, which also not great. So.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I am no friend of Artaris. He has pitted the Night Wardens against me, using them to do his work, his deeds. We are in a bit of a land dispute back in my home, Western Anstrator. His manor is on the eastern side of Najaslako. I have heard that he hasn't been at his manor in some time, but I couldn't say. In any case, I appreciate your assistance this evening.
Yeah, sorry about your floors. I know that's not going to be pleasant to clean.
Yes, the Anshator Delicate is going to be annoyed. I believe we managed to keep most of the bloodshed outside. Um, my friends, there's nothing that can be helped there, and the dead guard, unfortunate again. Well, I do want to get some rest this evening before tomorrow's fight. Is your curiosity satisfied?
Dissatisfied, but I think we should talk more in a private location, to be more honest, because if there's anything going on that can help to get ahead of the thing that is being done by people that are not our friends, I would like to have more of an open conversation about it, which is really hard for me. At some point, some of these things can't be talked around, which is unfortunate. It's not fun. I don't know if you noticed this, but evil people they don't know how to have fun either. They're just serious and angry. Where's the joy, you know?
Does he always prattle, or do they always prattle on this way when they're perhaps nervous? To Drew.
Oh, this is normal.
I see. Very good. Well, I'm in town, and apparently, for the moment at least, I will be staying in this hotel with the mysterious fruit deliveries. And you know where to find me. With that, she stands and walks towards the clerk at the desk to ostensibly get a room, leaving you two sitting at the table with your tea.
Yes. Well, my apologies. That usually goes better, but you didn't die. So like I'm 4 for 4 right now, which is great. Great for me. Thank you for not dying. That would have been very inconvenient.
You're welcome, I think.
Yeah.
I, it was fun. I had fun. We need to do this again sometime.
I though it's much more fun if you're like stealing someone just to prove you can steal something. Like the stabbing is nice, but like it's much more fun to just like have it be a game and something that teaches someone a lesson. There's a lot of stabbing, so fine. I'm glad you had a rapier with you. I am glad you came prepared with something, as opposed to me who didn't bring a single potion of healing.
I am always prepared. Um,
I'm glad.
but I do think maybe we should rest too, because we both took some hits.
Yes, I'm planning on being unavailable for the next half a day, probably just to have the rest. I'll leave like a little note under my door or something for anyone that comes and knocking.
And then Drew will get up to go up to her room.
All right. Anything that Panabon is doing before they go to their room?
No, because I said I'm gonna meet with them again to be slightly more honest, and I think then I will do any more recon I need. I also want to check in with um Brunia after I've had some rest to see if I should be not saying anything about Flemmy because that's not really my story to tell so much.
Okay. So you go to take a rest. The sun,
Please. I don't want to die.
the sun rises. All those who are my early risers rise early. I imagine that's Perunia, Shaelune, Rohelio, and Lex probably getting up early this morning.
Yes. Lex is still waiting impatiently to go find Perunia.
I am in my room, waking up, and probably starting my morning calisthenics.
Lex
Yeah,
is,
if you want to go knock on that door.
yeah, Lex is gonna knock. Not anxiously, but like more than 3 times.
It's open.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know I'm technically not a dragonborn, but do you ever have dreams about eggs?
Uh,
And then a
kind of rude to
dragonborn tell
ask.
you not to touch the egg?
No, that second part, no. Maybe I've had dreams about eggs, which is a personal question, but I've never had a dragonborn tell me not to touch the egg. Are you interested in having kids? Is that what this is about?
No? I
Does your
don't
kind
think so.
lay
I've never
eggs?
thought about.
Sorry,
I
that's a
don't
personal
know.
question.
Lex looks so confused and they have to like think about that for a second. I don't think we lay eggs, but I am also pretty sure the egg I dreamt about was not an egg that would be for me. I think.
Okay. What kind of egg was it? Do you know?
I think. Do I know what kind of egg it was?
It was a big egg. Like big enough that you would have to like wrap your arms around it to carry it, and you wouldn't get your arms all the way around. You'd have to like
Okay.
walk like this.
Lex puts their arms out in the air as if they were still holding the egg. Like this, but bigger. Because I couldn't pick it
Dragonborn
up.
told you not to touch it. Maybe a dragon's egg?
And
Not
then
that
when I
there's-
tried to protect the egg, because the egg was scared of him, it cracked and then I woke up.
Ew. Don't like that. Huh.
I don't either.
Danny, points of dragonborn history on this continent. Has there been live dragons to my knowledge? Since obviously
0
the game.
dragons.
Okay, that would be very surprising, and probably wouldn't be the first thing that comes to Brunia's mind. And anything in dragonborn religion about not touching eggs or the significance of eggs, which I can roll like memory if I need to, or history.
So no, you don't need to roll anything. This is sort of just the standard, like what you know. So prior to the Dragonborn arriving on the planet, dragons and Dragonborn were sort of synchronous creatures. So because Dragonborn worship Melfrun, and the metallic dragons, like he's the god of like all the metallic dragons. Skultior being the god of chromatic dragons, and so that's like the god. So that's where like the church comes from. But when the event that brought the Dragonborn here happened, any dragons that were on that same field of battle supposedly perished, and then you were locked on this side. So the idea of like there being dragons or eggs, that's not some like the Dragonborn here have pretty much accepted, despite like the religion kind of saying, oh no, Melfrun is still like the dragon god watching us and stuff, have accepted that dragons are no longer a thing.
That's a pretty weird dream. Do you always get this upset by your dreams, Lex?
Normally, no, but this one felt a little too real.
You're a
It's
fake
like the
creature.
feelings. Huh?
Did it feel like Shadowfae in your dream, or did it feel like here in your dream?
It didn't feel like either. It like I couldn't sleep and I thought the train was just really loud, and then when I got out of bed, I was near the egg and then it was panicking every time I let go of it, and I got really panicked when the Dragonborn was trying to get near it. And the feelings felt a little too real.
Could it be an egg from the Shadow Fae?
Could it have been, Danny?
You're muted.
That you couldn't say.
I mean, the Dragonborn did look kind of like a priest. Like one that's really high up, because I've seen them kind of. I don't know how much I've had interaction with them.
I've had plenty. Okay. If anything, if you see somebody that resembles the Dragonborn in your dream, or if you get another feeling like that, let me know and we can be on the lookout. But right now, I don't know of any actions that we could take since we don't know where it happened and what exactly was in the egg or who the Dragonborn priest was.
Okay, sorry. I'm really used to going to your brother for these things in terms of Dragonborn culture.
Yeah, Varro is better at this than I was. He paid a lot more attention in school. I did not.
Okay. Well, I'll keep you updated then if I get any more of those dreams. I think I might also tell Shaelune because she seems to know a lot
Oh,
about
yeah.
magic.
Oh, look at the time. I better get downstairs. Penny might be waiting for me already.
Oh, okay. I'll find Shaelune, and Lex is gonna leave.
All right. Perunia, you head downstairs and kind of look around. You don't see Phoebe yet. So
I knew it was a P name.
so you kind of wait a little bit. Is Lex gonna go then to find Shaelune or?
Probably.
Okay. Shaelune, you are up and getting your stuff ready to head back to the school. A little, maybe a little more energetic this morning. And then you hear a knock that's not super insistent, but more than 3 at your door.
Thank you.
I don't pay that close attention, so I'm just aware of the knock. But I'll go. Oh, is it?
Lex?
Oh, hey, and she runs to the table on the way to the door and grabs the piece of paper and opens the door and says, someone drew a picture of you and put it under my door.
Oh, that was me, but for a different thing. I have something else to talk to you about this morning.
Oh, do you want to come in?
If that's okay. And Lex is gonna stand awkwardly there.
Alright, she steps back and holds the door open.
Lex goes in and they just like sit on the floor next to the bed.
There's a table. All right, and I'll sit on the floor too because I'm like I don't know what's happening.
I like floors. They make me feel grounded. I had a dream, and I thought maybe Perunia would know because it was about Dragonborn. But Perunia knew Ish is going to keep a lookout. Mostly because I think it was some kind of magic, maybe? I don't know.
Wait, a dream, some kind of magic, and Perunia. What?
Oh.
What?
Okay. I had a dream about a big egg, a really big egg, and then Lex does the same arm thing that Lex did to show Perunia, like this, but a little bigger because I couldn't pick it up. And then there's a dragonborn, and the egg got panicked every time I let go of it, and then it got more panicked when the dragonborn came towards it. And the dragonborn looked like a priest, and then when I tried to protect the egg from the dragonborn, it cracked and I woke up.
Hang on. I'm gonna run and grab my spell book and come over and flip through the pages because I doodle as well, and so one of my pictures was of Flumgesu. So when I hear a dragonborn priest, I show it to Lex and say, "Was this the dragonborn?"
Does it look familiar to me, Danny?
Oh no, Danny died. Oh no, I wondered why.
I'm gonna say that means yes. I'm gonna say that's a yes, personally.
Yeah, the Fantasy Grounds died, but I thought Danny was still smirking at us.
He didn't even want to do the outro. He just said 10 o'clock time.
Oops.
He said in the chat his computer reset itself.
No, Danny hates us. We get it.
Okay, well we will.
Maybe
Another
we're hungry for
cliffhanger.
eggs. Really big eggs right now. It's like a Flintstones thing.
So this dream really got to you.
Well, because I've had dreams before, but not dreams where the emotion that I get from a fake egg feels more real than my dreams, my feelings sometimes.
I really want to know if you recognize this dragonborn, so I know if I want to take this seriously or not. I'm
gonna ask God real quick. Give me a sec.
One moment. I am backish. So, the dragonborn from your dream was a gold dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
And
is it Flumgesu? I showed her a picture from my book.
if you show her a picture from your book, the picture from your book very much matches the dragonborn from your dream.
Yes, that one. Did you have this dream too?
I slammed the book shut and I'm like, leap away, don't we have enough to deal with?
I'm sorry.
Oh, not talking to you. So, all right, this is, remember I told the story of why Panabon and I are on the run? It's because of this guy. This is the guy we're running from, and this is the guy we need to stop. This is the guy that hired Rososi and works with Arturis, and so now if there's some kind of giant monster egg, which not going to assume what's inside, but all right, if you dream about it again, let us know. Maybe any clues of where it is. Oh, you know, actually. I wish I could. Let me think about if I could tweak the spell. I can find planar anomalies. So if it's not of this plane, then maybe I could track it, but I would have to know what this feels or looks like, or maybe
I remember sounds. I was trying to sleep and I kept hearing a lot of voices. And it's the voices that made me get up because I was going to go yell at people to let me sleep. But when I got up, the egg was there in the room. So it was like my room, but not really.
Let's try something. I don't know if it'll work, but we can try. All right. First, and she finds her spell book again. Reaches really far. All right. Step 1. I want you to think about, like, close your eyes and think really detailed about your dream from start to finish. Everything you remember. The smells, the sounds, what the egg looked like, felt like, everything. Can you do that?
I can try.
All right. So, hold on. So, Danny, if you are there, I am going to cast Detect Thoughts, which is a brand new one I learned from the Divinity School. First years, man. And I want to try to, like, feel and hear and see from her thoughts, or from Lex's thoughts, from his thoughts, everything that I can, so that I can then maybe cast either Locate Object or that Locate Planar Anomaly and search for it either way. Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me. So basically you're using it as a way to, like, take your own notes and the like, based off of, yeah, no, that makes sense to me. That makes complete sense.
Aside from the emotions, what do I remember the egg feeling like? Sorry, I was more focused on how it felt than the feel of the actual egg when I was taking notes.
Right. All right, I'm back. So the egg was, like, rough. It was like very textured. It, like, maybe if it had been cast out of metal, then it looks like it's just been, like, subject to the weather for years and years and years and years, right? So, like, it's tarnished, it's, like, very textured, it's pitted, like little pits and stuff in the shell itself. So yeah, that's what it would kind of look like.
I convey that stuff to Shaelune.
Okay, so I cast the spell, and just kind of for a moment read Lex's surface thoughts, everything that comes up about the dream and the egg and everything else. And then when I have enough, I'm gonna try to set up the ritual for Locate Object. I think I'll do Locate Object first, and then if that doesn't work, I'll go out on a limb and try Planar Anomaly. But
Sure thing. So you get all of that information and you get a sense of what it is that you think you're looking for. And then you go ahead and cast the spells. As you do so, neither of the castings give you any sense that anything like that is within the range.
all right, so it's not here. Likely, at least in this part of the city. But I do think there's something to it, and as we travel, I can cast again and see if we get closer to finding it. And again, let me know if you have a dream, and in the dream, if you can, if you have any control, try to find where it is.
Okay, I will. This is the first time I've had the dream. But I'll try to write stuff down too.
All right. I hope you feel better.
Thanks. And then Lex is just gonna walk out a little more confused.
Oh, So, what was your other question?
Oh, I felt really bad about lying, and I never really felt like we cleared the air, so I was gonna just ask if you wanted a time where you could just ask me questions and I would do my best to answer. But I don't really think that's the time right now.
Thanks for the thought.
You're welcome. And then walks off.
Rohelio, is there anything you're doing this morning?
Honestly, I was just super excited to go to Shaelune's room and tell them about my first ever dream.
So, Shaelune, you close the door and you go back and you start to gather your papers when you hear a knock at the door.
Only 3 this time. Definitely no more.
Lex, is that you?
No, it's Rohelio. Are you expecting Lex?
I mean, I wasn't not expecting. I opened the door. Hey, I'm just about ready to head to the university and start on year 2.
Amazing. Like, I can't wait to go. May I come in while you finish up? I'm very excited. I just had my first ever dream.
Really?
Yes. It
Please
was
tell me
terrible.
absolutely everything.
Yeah, of course. It is something I hope I never do again. It was terrible. Absolutely. I was hunted by people in the woods. I wasn't in my own body. I was a weird bark-like creature. There were these people with no hair, and they had tattoos of a handprint on their head that were hunting me through the woods. And I can't say I really like bald people with tattoos anymore. They're a little shady at this point on.
Have you been saving this for the past 2 hours?
No, I haven't. I just put it together. I was like, oh yeah, what the bald people with tattoos? That's what they are. I'm like, oh lord. That was a small chuckle. But no, I can't make much sense out of it. But I think that's the point of dreams, right?
Did it seem like you were in this world or in another, in the woods, you said?
How often do leaves fall off trees here?
Once a year?
Okay, no, it was very
Maybe.
endless. So it was definitely not this area then.
I'm not sure I believe that, but okay. Because if you've never experienced, like, I don't want you to think like it's like a whoosh and it's done.
So the leaves would fall off, grow back, and then continue falling, so there would always be leaves falling throughout this forest.
That's unusual. I wonder if it's a trait of the Shadow Fae. We should talk to Lex.
Okay, were you expecting them?
Well, looks like it's gonna be a Lex-full morning, so let's go knock on his door.
Okay, perfect. Gather the rest of your things. We'll go get Lex.
I gather everything up so that I am ready, because this is cutting into my studying time.
Lex, did you go back to your room?
Lex is aimlessly walking around the dining car looking for food. Probably found tea and is staring 1,000-yard stare while drinking their tea.
As you're doing so, someone approaches and you look up to see, and Perunia, you're down there as well. So you see Lex and you think you might head over to them or maybe not, but you see the woman you fought the day before, Lady Uskun. She comes out from one of the stairwells, notices Lex and heads towards them. So Lex, you're sitting there and you look, you feel the shadow, and do you mind if I join you a moment?
Oh, no. You look really familiar. I'm sorry. I am bad at names.
You were part of the troop accompanying the Dragonborn in the tournament.
Oh, you were the loser.
Yes, indeed, I was the loser.
Uh, I'm sorry. My consolations.
Hmm. Your friend fought well. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed. However, two of your other friends came to pay me a visit last night.
Oh God.
Care to elaborate?
Oh, I'm making assumptions about one of them. And the trouble sometimes. It's fine. I'm sorry. Go on.
Well, other than the trouble that they helped me eliminate, I was actually grateful for their presence.
Oh. I'm glad. I'm Lex, Fred. I'm Fred. Lex Fred.
I see. I am Helen. Pleased to meet you. She extends a hand to shake it. Uh, Her hand is very warm to the touch, like noticeably so.
Oh.
Um,
Hi. Thank you. I take the hand and shake it.
yes. Well, in any case, I have places to be, but I was wondering if you could please let them know that I hope to meet with them tonight. And we can meet here initially, and then if there's some place they would prefer, uh, we can go from there. But I'll be here tonight around sundown.
Okay, I will let them know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, she rises and walks towards the exit. If you are on the way, Perunia, she just kind of gives you a little bit of a nod.
Yeah, I'm probably carrying like some food in my hands, and I'll recognize her. And go, oh, good to see you again. And probably just walk towards where Alexa's sitting.
Yeah. Lex is not in the room. As you then head, I suppose, downstairs for breakfast. Perunia, you sit down with Lex.
Did she just talk to you?
Yes.
Why?
She wants to meet with the other managers, I think. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I'm trying to be really honest here and not lie anymore. I think Panabon went and visited her last night.
Oh, by
And she
visited,
wants
you
to.
definitely mean broke in, because Panabon doesn't really knock on doors. So
Either way, she wants to see
Accurate.
them again.
Ooh, that seems ominous. Okay, cool.
Do I tell Shaelune?
Yes, I am not keeping any more secrets from Shaelune. So yes, we should 100% tell her.
Okay. So I guess my plan is to wait until Panabon wakes up and tell Panabon, and then also Shaelune.
About this
mean-
time. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, we'll probably see her at the fights later too, so.
So Shaelune and Rohelio, you do come downstairs and see Perunia and Lex sitting together at the table.
Hey, Lex.
Panabon went and saw Helen. Lex is so scared of Shaelune. I'm sorry.
Please let me give inspiration for that, please. I know that's not how it's usually done, but please. Someone give Lex inspiration for that. Please, I beg of you.
Who is Helen?
Lady Ukin.
Lex looks at Perunia to answer that.
She's like, kind of creepy. I fought with her, and Panabon kind of became a little bit, what's the word? Obsessed. He was like, they were like, hey, that person looks suspicious, and they were like, I don't know, kind of following them around, and apparently she just told Lex that Panabon paid her a visit last night, and I don't know, it went either well enough or bad enough that she wants to meet all of us tonight.
All of us? I thought it was just Panabon.
Well, she said it to you, so it doesn't mean she just wants to meet with Panabon.
Well, I think she just didn't want to wait around for Panabon.
Okay, well, I guess maybe just Panabon's invited. I don't know.
Well, Panabon and one other person. Maybe
Well, it's not me.
Drew? I haven't seen Drew in a while. So maybe Drew? And she said two of our friends.
Anyway, sorry. Shaelune, what was your question?
Yes, sorry.
Lex, in the place that you're from, do the leaves fall and grow like immediately all the time?
Make we'll call this a survival check.
Okay, because I was gonna message you and say that I don't think that's an area I'm from. Sorry, my fantasy grounds is crashing.
Oh, that's because I roll real dice in the real world.
Okay. Do you remember what my bonus is, or do you have it up?
Your bonus is at least +3.
So that would at least be a dirty 20.
That would at least be enough. So
Perfect.
not necessarily from where you're from, but the Shadowfey is a very huge and varied place. There are places in the Shadowfey where it's just rocks and hot. And there are places in the Shadowfey where it's dark and the light, there's no like celestial light that ever shines. There are places of like consistent twilight that are wooded, and that sounds like the kind of thing that could definitely very well be somewhere in the Shadowfey.
Not that I've seen, but it sounds like that is a very real thing where I'm from.
What about scary bald men with handprints on their faces?
Oh,
On their
everything
heads.
there is scary. Everything there is scary. Most things there are scary. I'm not scary, I promise.
Give us a d20. This is a history check, and I will say you probably got like a +1 or 2.
Oh, my thing's loading up again.
Oh, but I haven't loaded up Fantasy Grounds, so.
Oh. Okay. Well, the roll it gave me is 12. With everything.
Okay. That rings a bell. So you're able to relay that there are a lot of for lack of a better term, entities in the Shadowfae. Then many of them rule over portions of the Shadowfae. Some rule over areas of the Shadowfae. Some rule over ideas. Some it's just very, very. The hierarchy of the Shadowfae is very strange and confusing. But that does sound like the followers of perhaps one of these entities. Like high up muckety muck followers, like priests of, or like wardens of, or something.
So,
Oh.
Lex, while you had a dream last night, so did Rohelio, and saw a glimpse in the Shadowfae of a creature with, you said, bark skin?
Yes, I was the creature. It had like a bark-like skin, very long limbs with multiple joints.
And it was being hunted by these handprint creatures.
Does that creature sound familiar?
Creatures.
Old men with tattoos.
Give me a history roll again.
Don't trust bald men with tattoos.
They're all
The
evil.
worst.
Yeah, I don't like that because I also have tattoos, just out of character.
Oh, it's
Yep.
a nat 20. 24.
That is definitely, you definitely remember something that is described in that way. Something to the effect of a sort of, you would call it like a being of nature, not. You're trying to describe Shadowfae stuff to them, and so it's like the idea of nature that becomes personified into a being, or maybe it's the other way around. You're not sure. But from that idea, that personification of the idea, from that ideal, come a variety, again, of creatures that have spawned forth from that, and many of them tend towards nature stuff, like they tend nature, or some of them become twisted, and so it's a it sounds like one of these powerful sort of nature ideal beings. Hard to explain.
I convey all of that and try to like use hand gestures, just waving them to explain. I don't know if that helps.
Oh, we've confirmed it is from the Shadowfae then.
So we have 2 people in our group having visions. That's
Like parent, like son.
Are all dreams about the Shadowfae?
I don't think mine was.
What did you dream about last night, Shaelune?
my old bed.
Was that
Shaelune doesn't tell them that really she dreamt that she went to the university this morning and it was in the middle of the day doing her work and realized she had forgot to put on any clothes. I'm just kidding.
I've had that dream, but and also they were giving me a test I hadn't studied for, but no, none of this is good news. But let's we don't have much time left here in town, so let's make the most of it. Perunia, what time is your fight tonight?
Do I know that, Danny?
You think it's a midday fight?
I think it's midday, which is, I know, weird timing, Brian. But yes.
All right. Well, Rohelio, if you're coming to help me study, then we can take a lunch break, go see Perunia's fight, and then go back and study late.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Do you want to be around when Panabon maybe meets with the creepy person?
That's tonight, right?
Yeah, I think so. But you said working late, so just how, I guess, how late. Or maybe we should set a runner when we get a more firm time for this.
Um, yeah, maybe let me know if I'm needed.
Okay.
Let's go, Rohelio. We have year 2 to tackle.
All right.
And with that, Shaelune dashes off, Rohelio in tow, towards the university, leaving Lex and Perunia sitting at the table. Another. Go ahead.
By the way, I pointedly do not have my floating disc with yesterday's books on it. I'm not returning them if I don't have to.
Yeah, the admin on that is they didn't do the paperwork fully, and you'll probably get away with it.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud. She's stealing books. It's something.
Also, though,
It's
I'm
books,
gonna
but
need
it's
like a
something.
rolling trunk or something to start carrying all this in. Or,
Yes.
a bag of holding, Danny.
I think
Yes.
you need to create a bag of holding. I don't know if that exists yet on this continent, on this universal plane.
We need the Rincewind, the personal conveyance system that Rincewind had.
Yes.
How far is the place from the hotel?
The school?
Yeah.
Maybe like a mile.
Oh, okay. Like not with a train ride?
You could take the train. It would be faster with the train, but it's not so far that it would be annoying to walk it if you're not carrying loads of books.
Gotcha.
So, so yeah, as you're sitting there after Shaelune leaves, you hear behind you, Perunia, hey, so we don't have to be anywhere till noon, but if you want to check out some of the other fights before things get started, we can go. As Phoebe shows up.
I look at Lex. Do you want to come with?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, just you two. Where's the other managers?
Oh wait,
Um,
I should wait for Panabon to tell Panabon.
Iggy's upstairs. Do you want to regather with them and you can meet us at the gym? Which gym are we going to for the fight, Phoebe? We can probably stay at the same gym for the early matches.
Oh yeah, the fight for I did kind of want to take you not to the gym that you're fighting at first because I thought maybe you'd want to see some of the uh, top fighters in the field.
I would. Which gym would that be at?
So that means, let's see. We are going to go to back to the same place you fought yesterday, this morning.
Okay. Do you remember where that is? I look at Lex.
Yeah. And if not, I think Panabon does.
Okay, great. So that's where we're gonna head, and then we'll make sure we get you to the. I think you're fighting at the edge. So
Okay, so
we'll
if you
get to
join
the
us
edge then.
late, you can meet us just for the fight, my fight at the edge then, okay?
Okay.
All right, sounds good. So let's go. And then she leads Perunia out, leaving Lex to go find Panabon and Drew. to relay that message and then maybe find Perunia for their fight later. And that is where we will close our session for this evening. We will be back next week, but then we will be taking some time off for the holidays. So thank you for joining us. As always, thanks to you all who are playing. I am vastly entertained by you all being here. And we will see everybody next week, same time, just like clockwork.
Good night, North America.